Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I only get sick about once every year and a half, and if you can't tell by the sound of my voice, this was that time. So I will try to make this video as quickly and painlessly as possible. Today I wanted to talk about the new movie, Last Breath. If you end up enjoying this video, please consider liking and subscribing. That way, as I pursue different careers, I will make enough money to never have to consider deep sea diving. The synopsis is as follows. Last Breath is the true story of seasoned deep sea divers who battle the raging elements to rescue a crewmate who's trapped hundreds of feet below the ocean's surface. Instead of talking about the 6 things that make a movie great, I'm just going to share my spoiler-free thoughts on the film. Trust me, it will be better for both of us. One of the things that I like to do when movies are based on true stories is see if they're actually accurate, and this movie really was. But the movie is very straightforward and simple, and the best way I could describe it is this. Literally, what happens in this entire movie could be a passing, interesting fact that you give your friend. And you're like, wow, no way, that's crazy. And then this movie turns that into a feature-length film. Now, in no way, shape, or form am I not saying that this story isn't incredible, because it is. I'm just saying the fact that they were able to turn this into a feature-length film is impressive, given how straightforward the story behind it is. You follow the brief story of Chris Lemmons as he joins his team on a deep-sea diving expenditure to go fix underwater pipeline in the North Sea. Things suddenly go wrong and he's stuck underwater with only reserve tanks as air, and his team has to fight their way back to him with a bunch of complications in the middle. There were moments where this movie felt claustrophobic because you're confined to either the ship or underwater with Chris, but they did a pretty good job of carrying the story along and getting you actively engaged the whole time. The acting performances were decent enough, and you had just enough splash of character development for Chris that you cared about his character and everyone else involved, but there wasn't really anything in this movie that stood out to me as amazing besides the story itself. I must say I do like this era of Woody Harrelson acting, and he does a good job in a side role in this movie. But this movie kept itself simple, short, and kept the actual true story at the heart of the film, so I have to give it a lot of props for that. It wasn't the most amazing movie that I've seen that's based on a true story, and I kind of wish there would have been more character development and a couple more things wrapped up for certain characters in the movie, because it did feel at the end of this movie that there was an abrupt ending to those stories as well. But all in all, this movie was not bad. So with all those things considered, I have to give Last Breath a 6 out of 10. What the director was able to do with this movie was impressive given all the factors going into it. A small cast, kind of a claustrophobic feel, and staying pretty much spot on to the true story. All that while still making the story interesting is pretty impressive, even if it's not the most amazing movie I've ever seen. So with all that in mind, if you enjoy true stories that stay true to the actual story, and you have an interest in deep sea diving or underwater movies, then you might enjoy seeing Last Breath in theaters, but I don't necessarily think it's worth spending $15 to go see. I might wait till it comes out on streaming platforms. Thank you so much for watching. If you've seen Last Breath, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. As always, I appreciate your love and support, and I'll catch you guys and gals in the next one.